we're watching someone else with OCD try and park their car. Hey guys, I'm Adam Rogash and welcome to Street Machine TV. You're going to be seeing a lot more of me over the next 12 months as we move around, not only here in the Street Machine workshop, but out on site with you guys. So we're going to be checking out some cool sheds, some cool builds, and for the first one that has been blowing up TikTok recently, let's get out and check out Aaron Mantini's awesome engineered street registered VK. Let's go. We're here in this amazing shed with Aaron Mantini. How are you?
I'm good, Adam. Thanks for giving me this opportunity.
Thanks for letting us in here, mate. Like you've shown us photos of this before and we've seen a lot on your TikTok, which seems to be blowing up lately.
Yeah, it's doing all right, you know. I just sort of thought we'd do a channel around the car, sort of the build, a bit of, you know, what we do to it and just everyday, you know, the everyday person of, you know, to enjoy, I guess. You know, half of building it is for yourself, but for other people to enjoy. And it's sort of, you appreciate it also, Adam, you know, when people say it's, you know, kill a car or I love this, it sort of gives you that vibe to keep doing it, you know, and it sort of makes it all worthwhile because, as you know, sometimes, mate, there's a lot of headaches and...
It's never a smooth road, is it? It's never a smooth road.
No, and that's why the number plates, mate, why I got these number plates, a lot of people ask me or a lot of people just laugh and know because it's definitely a journey and there's a lot of pain, heartache and you know, that goes into it. So
and a lot of passion as well. So where does your passion come from? Clearly it's not your first trip down the automotive path.
So no, when back in the day, actually my first car when I was 18 was a VK Calais.
Yep. So
that's where the love came from, the VK. So yeah, that was, you know, 20 odd years ago now. And then, you know, sort of after that, we went to, back then it changed to like JDM, auto salon, show-off car shows, and I went that style of car. So we built
we are taking a trip down memory lane now.
Yeah, and so we built a 200 SX S14.
Yep.
And I did that for shows, and it was actually in Fast Fours magazine back in the day. I think 2004 or 2006.
Yep.
It was back in there. So I probably got this about 10 years ago. So I sort of started back, you know, looking again and like, love the V8s, miss it. And the VK was obviously being my first car.
Yep.
That's my love, yeah. So I'm like, I've got to find one. So yeah, we sort of started searching and then this one popped up from Queensland and it was all black. And the guys just used to just drag it. So it wasn't street registered. You know, when I got it, came with slicks on it.
Yep.
Had a 355 stroker. It was nothing crazy. Back then, 10 odd years ago, it used to run, I think, 11 2s, 10 9s, sort of in that range. So yeah, I bought it at a crazy price. If you look at it for what things are worth today, it was nothing.
And when we first met, that was one of the first things I commented on. The trim in this car is cracker. It's actually done really well. So to be 8 years old, it's super impressive.
Yeah, so we got the interior done and literally 3 months later, the motor blew up.
Yeah.
You know, just got back in the scene after probably being out of it for, you know, 6, 7 years. And I'm like, you know, the old pain, mate, why did I do this? So I reckon the car sat for a year.
Yep.
And then it was at that point where I'm like, you know what? No, we got to do this. What am I going to do? Am I going to rebuild, you know, the 355 or we do an LS swap? So bought a second-hand LS2. It's funny how it all starts because it had about 120,000 Ks on it and came with the loom, the whole package gearbox.
Yes.
And then back then, who was doing the work for me sort of said to me, oh, look, it's not bad, but it could do with a freshen up.
Yeah.
So then it started.
Yeah.
And like, you know what, if we're going to do a freshen up, let's stroke this thing.
Yeah.
And that's when it sort of went to another level, the whole build to, you know, the manifolds being different as you know, you know, you don't see many of these twin manifolds around.
And not working well like this thing does either.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. So it's sort of, progressed from there to, you know, really just about a full ground build.
Yep.
You know, so You know, we went to the, you know, the engine swap, and then it was like, okay, I don't want to keep the car black anymore.
Yes.
So the interior was already red. So it was like, okay, what looks good with red?
Yeah.
You know, and then all I could think about Porsche and, you know, like a lot of Porsche, BMW, Ferrari, a lot of the contrast they use, you know, with white or a silver or grey car is a red interior.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do silver. So I didn't want a standard sort of a silver. So this is a custom sort of done. And it took a while to get it this colour because it's got a lot of, you know, metallic and pearl in it.
I've seen this car quite a few times, and the camera does not do it justice. Having a look at it on TikTok, looking at it online, but you come in here and you see it under the lights, and the amount of pearl in this from every different angle, how flat the paint is, like it's a killer colour. You pulled it off.
That's what I wanted. It's just
carrying the red out to the engine bay.
Yeah.
Just little things like that. Attention to detail has been done really well in this thing.
Yeah, and that's how it sort of started. It's like, you know, we wanted to build this not just for like, it's not just a show, it is a street-driven car. I built it to drive, but we sort of wanted that, you know, a bit of a showy look.
Every time I speak to him, the car's up on the hoist, servicing it with his mates, working on it, doing little modifications or running over and some running repairs on it. You work on this thing yourself. You do a lot of it yourself.
I did. Don't get me wrong. You know, I've had shops do it.
Yep.
As you know, Adam, obviously you've helped me out as well. But especially close to, so I'll put it out there, the car is fully engineered. As the car sits now, we got it engineered. You know, with my background, I did my apprenticeship in engineering fabrication.
Yes.
So, you know, I've got a lathe, I've got a welder, I can do a little bit of stuff. But at the end, to get all the engineering passed and that, I did a lot of it myself at the end. And, you know, and I enjoy it. Yep. You know, it is pretty cool, you know, chucking on the hoist, and you might have a couple of mates over and, you know, just have a bit of a yarn and talk a bit of, you know, whatever, and, you know, pick up the old spanner or two and you know, ring Adam.
How do I do this? What's going on here? Hey, it won't pass EPA, and next minute the standard camshaft's back in it, and standard exhausts are on it, and but this is all the things people miss about a build like this.
Yeah, it's definitely been a journey. It's engineering was a hard process.
Yeah. What is your favourite part of the car? Everybody's going to walk past and pick something different on this car. What is your favourite part that you look at and go, I'm glad we went down that path?
The paint is killer. You know, like Adam mentioned, it just does not do justice. And like, you've got to see this thing in person and in the sun. It's another level. So I love the paint, but I also love that look of under the bonnet.
Yeah.
Like, you know, a lot of people comment on it because it is different.
Yes.
You know?
Now this build's just been finished, as you would be able to tell by Aaron going into depth about it. He's just finished this car off at the end of last year to the point where it's registered, engineered, driving, running. And what's next?
Okay, so it's funny. We actually got the car into Motor X, like literally we were finishing off the night prior. When I say finish, it was 90% there. So it wasn't registered, but we got it down there. And, you know, it was cool, you know, it got pretty good tension, you know, but it took me to another level of, you know what, I love this thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I built this car, and it's like, you know, now I want to do a few other things, you know, I want to take it to, you know, another level, I would say. We have some custom wheels, billet wheels made, you know, which are currently ready.
Yes.
And for them to fit, it's going to require a whole new rear end.
Yep.
So we are going tubbed notch rail
to
fit a 22 by 12 rear on it, full sheet metal diff setup, 4-link, track locator, just to name a few things. And then the engine bay side of it, it's going to look a little bit different with a couple of snails on there, mate. Yep. If you want to call it.
Yep. It's called evolution, I think. We all end up going down this path.
So it's so we're looking at twin turboing this and changing the whole look, the colour scheme. The only thing we are going to keep is the actual silver-ish colour of the car. Other than that, it will sort of look completely different. So
yeah, and I'm lucky enough to have seen the actual wheels that are going on this car, and they are a copy off of a certain supercar in a way, but they're custom. So it's like something I haven't seen before. I'm actually really keen to see the car come together. Pretty cool. When we met, you come to me and showed me these renders, and the guy doing the renders, what's his name?
Matt.
And Matt's done an awesome job. So you can actually see where the turbos are located, down to the colours, down to the wheels, down to the layout of everything.
Yeah, he nailed it. It looks, yeah, it's going to be another level.
We're excited to see it when it hits that point. But what do you reckon right now we go for a drive? And we see how this thing actually drives on the street, and
let's do it.
For something twin throttle body, turbo 400, this thing just drives like a factory car, hey?
Yeah, it's really smooth. Yeah, just a great driver, great daily, if you want to call it. I wouldn't say daily, but it's just a really nice, smooth driving car.
Sounds killer in here. Drive-by-wire makes it bearable.
Yeah, definitely a lot nicer to drive.
And what management system are we running in this?
We have a Haltech Nexus, is it 3, I think?
R3.
Yeah, R3, that's the one, yep. With a
UC10 dash.
Yes. Adam and the boys got it tuned nice, and it's a lot nicer and smoother to drive now. It's a lot easier.
Really, to make something as drivable as this, it all comes down to technology, doesn't it?
Oh, 100%. I'm sure we all agree technology has gone a long way over these years, and it's just advancing, year after year. And it, you look at the crazy numbers some of you guys are pulling on these dynos for these street cars, and it all comes down to a lot of it is technology. So
yeah, and I still love the rawness of a carby. I still love that tough, old school, raw feel, as most people do. But as I say, something like this, to be able to just hop in and drive and do the Ks in it that you do, it's just nice. Cold starts, sits in traffic, does everything it's got to do really well.
It definitely is. You could drive this anywhere. It is cool. It's you can sit in traffic. It just does what it needs to do.
Yeah.
And it's it just makes it a really nice, cruiser.
Enjoyable experience.
Yeah, it does. So yeah, you definitely can't complain.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's us signing out from this episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, and as we said earlier, if any of you guys have a friend or has anybody with a car that hasn't been featured or that you think is worth a feature, get on to us, reach out to us. I want to come out, I want to check out their story, I want to have a look at their setup, I want to have a look at their shed. It doesn't just have to be a cool car, it can be a cool story, it can be a cool home workshop where somebody's doing some cool things. But we want to share this journey with you guys, and we want your input on it. So, signing out from Street Machine, like, subscribe, see you in the next episode.